Today I'll be sharing gameplay details on Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. I was invited to a 90-minute behind the scenes presentation with developers at Infinity Ward where they showed us real gameplay and took a deep dive into both of these titles. So let's get stuck in and I'll let you know everything that they showed us. There's no campaign spoilers here and I've focused on the cool new stuff for multiplayer. Bear in mind that all of this information applies to Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 apart from certain specific MW2 game modes. MW2 will release on old gen and current gen.
Why would they give information to like random to them to spread around? Like, why don't they just say what it's going to be? I don't know what the fuck is this.
Multiplayer and co-op. It will also be available on Steam for PC players this time around as well as Battle.net. Movement has had a big overhaul and there are now a lot more movement options. You can now ledge hang, meaning that you can peek up over walls and windows while aiming with a pistol. You could do this in Modern Warfare 2 on ladders, but now it also applies to ledges, so rather than always instantly mantling up and over into gunfire, you've got another option. Another fun example of this would be to ledge hang onto the side of a helicopter that was flying by, jump onto the landing skid, take out the pilot with your pistol, climb in and hijack it. Ledge hang will also offer hoisting or jumping up to higher levels, giving players more interesting exploration opportunities in maps. You can now ledge hang.
Is this actual gameplay or is this like a mod or something?
Allowing the player to dive onto their belly to quickly get into cover or dive through a window to a lower floor. Swimming is now a huge part of the gameplay loop. Players can swim through and underwater. Whilst under the water, you can use your pistol or melee weapon to shoot in it or out of it. Players above you can also shoot down into the water. Bullets have different ballistics and damage values when traveling through water though. They will do less damage as they're moving slower. And swimming is said to offer new...
Guys, I just thought that the devs all agreed in a conference call, okay? No more water levels. No more water mechanics.
Gameplay opportunities such as
escape, exploring
shipwrecks, and stealth. The deeper you are in the water, the harder that you are to see. The developers also created several advanced mechanics for water simulation. These include server-side waves, mesh deformation with automatic object and
server-side waves,
so these waves shouldn't clip through any objects. Caustics, light refraction, color loss as you go deeper, underwater reflections on the surface above you.
Wow, dude, I cannot wait to hear my PS5 load this up, boys.
And foams.
Ding dong.
Simulation on boats and beaches. The gunsmith system, which was pioneered in Modern Warfare 19, is back, but now with 10 attachment slots that they say they want to keep grounded in real military technology. The options were muzzle, underbarrel, laser ammunition, optic, rear grip, barrel, magazine, receiver and stock. The new system is said to offer more depth with a broader range on functionality among attachments. And a new feature within gunsmith is weapon platforms. So let's say that you start playing with a specific assault rifle or SMG, and then you gain XP with it. You will then unlock more guns further down that family tree that live within that tree or platform. And this means that guns now have unique and shared weapon attachments. So if you unlock something new, you're not going to start from scratch and you will have attachments to put on there if you've already unlocked them in that family tree. That's pretty smart
actually, I like that.
It's a nice feature. Going further into this, Gunsmith now features attachment tuning for those people that really want to dive into optimizing their loadouts. And they showed us an example.
That is always the biggest problem with COD, okay? It's customization, okay, for the guns and shit like that. I wish it was harsher. If you want your gun to be a certain weight for you to go quick into ADS, I want you to have penalties. Big ones for long range and other shit. I want things to be very harsh for it to match your game style. If you want to have a game style, okay, there are pros and cons. If these motherfuckers have these fucking guns from the future. Man, this shit is so fucking stupid, man. Well, look at you guys saying question mark and shit like that. Oh, put the same loadout, the same run and gun bullshit that still works at mass long range. It's like a all-terrain, man, I can't.
Their loadouts, and they showed us an example where a barrel attachment could be tweaked for positives and negatives, really pushing their gun into what they're looking for. The barrel on the MP5.
I want the first attachment, okay? If it's for one style, okay, to be way better than the best attachment of another style. I'm tired of like this good at everything loadouts. I think it's stupid.
Example offered a slider with weight distribution for heavy, equaling more recoil control, or lighter for faster ADS speed. It also let you change the length of it with longer.
Guys, the further you go down in levels, the further you get the attachments downwards, the better they are at everything, and the less cons you get, and the more pros. That's so dumb!
Meaning a better aim walking speed, and shorter meaning better aiming stability.
You should gain a wider range and variety of things, not better ones in those categories, or slightly.
So there's really an insane level of customization on the guns here. Vehicles are a much bigger part of this game for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. Ground War is back, but this time on bigger battle maps, which we'll go into soon. There's plenty of new mechanics for vehicles too. Players can now lean out of cars and vehicles.
This is one of the best gaming takes out there you'll ever see, okay? And you're missing it for no reason.
Vehicles with windows and shoot 360 degrees from their position. They can also climb on top of vehicles whilst they're moving. We were shown gameplay with this mechanic in action. The player was jumping from moving car to car, and another example was mentioned of jumping from a moving player-controlled vehicle onto a moving train. The game has advanced vehicle damage now. That means that doors can be blown off, disabling the ability to lean out of them. Tires can be blown out, which will affect the handling of the vehicle or force it to come to a complete stop.
Whatever, okay,
Vehicles
cool.
too include
boats, nobody cares.
Large-scale battle maps this time around, with day one large-scale combat.
I like big battles, are fun.
More of a water playground with lots of swimming.
Core maps, okay.
They showed us Museum, which is set in Spain.
Smaller than Modern Warfare 2019.
Climbing. They showed us Museum, which is set in Spain. Grand Prix, which is a racetrack in Asia at night, and the race is going on in the background while you're playing. Farm 18, which is an undisclosed training.
New Warzone map,
areas,
that's
big
good.
Broken bridges, football grounds, and roads connecting most of these areas. Can achieve across all game modes, commanding player respect and creating interesting engagement experiences rather than just being cannon fodder to shoot at. I'm guessing this means that AI will be a big feature of the battle modes
and Warzone 2,
assuming something like quest systems or strongholds. They demonstrated new AI features with self-preservation behavior, so they had alert body language, environment and room detection, coordination, checking angles and stuff like that. And they've also looked at what these bots' lives are like outside of combat. So let's say if a player was just observing them in a multiplayer environment and not engaging, what are they going to be doing? And they said that this is
super important. This is something that I have a problem with when you think of Fortnite. That's why I fucking hate Fortnite. Dog shit.
With a new systemic system.
You're in the middle of a fight, it's like life or death, and you get this fucking brain dead ass crack guy. And it's just annoying. It's not fun, and nobody likes that. So it's lame. It's lame. I think it ruins the game, man.
And finding its way around the environments. We saw a few new pieces of equipment and field upgrades. Tactical cameras. These can be thrown onto a wall. You can then hop into the feed and look around, mark players. Other players in your squad can throw them too, and they create a network. So if you wanted to, you could check all their cameras too and play that camera operator role. They can be set up with motion sensors too, beeping when motion is detected.
I think that's good. Motion is good, but cameras.
This is similar to the
guys. I feel like cameras are a little bit too far. A little bit too far. I'm not because it becomes Rainbow Six fucking bullshit, dude. Like,
and it will drill through and shoot a grenade through. So it's a nice softener for room
Rainbow
counters.
Six, half the game is just
on
fucking
vehicles
prone.
To force exits from them. So you could chuck it on a vehicle, the team have to jump out, you kill them, and then
you go like this, and you go like this, and you go like this.
Because if you're in the vehicle when the grenade goes off, it will kill you. The DDoS, this is an EMP device that will stall vehicles and equipment, so it's a good combo to use before the drill charge.
That's what the game's about. That's what the whole thing is like that.
And driving a vehicle, you'll get a button to attempt to restart the vehicle's engine. The inflatable decoy, this is a Kevlar blow-up dummy decoy that can be manually deployed remotely or proximity deployed, where it will pop up, start the gameplay. For example, flashbangs and...
Okay, they're going all out on the water. They have boats for water, fucking water physics, water bullshit, server-side waves. They're going all out on reviving the water genre. Cool.
On a kid's game called Steal the Bacon. I don't know that one. But the bag can spawn in 3 positions, so you can either kill everybody or hold back when the timer runs out. And it's only a 1-minute timer per round, so it's a really fast game mode. And then the other one they showed us is called Prisoner
Rescue. We better have a piranha fucking kill streak.
And this is breaching and sieging type gameplay, where you have to save prisoners or eliminate the enemy attempting to save them. So you got one team defending and setting up, and then another team further away who are tasked with going in, eliminating the enemies, or grabbing the prisoners and getting them to an extraction point. And in playtesting, they said that this is fun and it feels kind of more real than your typical COD experience. I did see many different guns in the gameplay, and it's all the usual suspects that you would expect to be there. Some of them were renamed though, which I thought was weird, but some examples were the MP7, M14, M4, Bison, MP5, ACR, M16, Benali M4 shotgun, AK-47, Vector, Scar, and P90.
I actually hope they do some kind of like crossover between like CS and Rainbow Six, like a hybrid of it and COD, and some actual game people like it. It's like, it's a little bit like your Search and Destroy, but with a little bit of cool stuff from CS and the other thing, and it's actually good.
We did see several single player levels too. Again, no story
So we can
spoilers,
stop playing
but
fucking
graphically, it
Valorant
looked
children game, fucking plastic models, dog shit, fucking cell shaded art, trash ass
incredible.
crack.
And the sound engine has definitely taken a big upgrade, although it was already pretty good in the single player in MW19. The animations in particular I thought were excellent, as expected. Also, the night vision goggles are now blue instead of green. And finally, a couple of little tidbits that they mentioned. They see Warzone 2 and MW2 as COD 2.0, turning a page for the franchise on a new unified engine. Ricochet Anti-Cheat will release on day one for both of these products, and Warzone is also releasing on mobile soon too. And I know that you guys are going to ask, but they didn't mention anything about FOV slider on next-gen consoles. And that's all really. That's what they showed us. Do let me know your thoughts down in the
there will be an FOV slider. That's guaranteed.
comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. That's a great way to help support me. Thank you. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Subscribe for more Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 news and information. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
On console. Well, I mean, your console, the only reason why there's no slider sometimes, you wanna know why? Because it can't load the fucking game. Okay? The wider FOV is, the more it has to render. More it has to render, the more strain it puts on your console. And some of your consoles can't fucking do it. And people start complaining like some hoes, they don't understand that their hardware sucks. And then they have the argument, and people say, hey man, just buy a PC, and then they get butthurt, and they lose sight of what the argument is, because they're a bunch of bitches.